God of War. I have a couple beautiful facts.
I saw the demo. Can I get in on this?
Yes, Kyle, I have the craziest fact about this game that is going to destroy your mind.
What's up?
Okay.
Okay, alright. I'm going to share, man.
You want me to just start on this fact?
Begin with the fact.
Okay, the fact is that from the opening shot of this game till the credits,
How many cuts?
0!
0 cuts!
0 cuts!
Half-Life 2?
0
Half-Life 2 style?
cuts in this entire game.
Wow.
That... yeah.
We didn't even notice.
Yep.
We didn't even notice.
Yeah.
We watched that whole thing. There were
Yeah.
0 cuts. We didn't even realize.
So Cory Barlog is like talking about the game, and he's just like, yeah, one thing I wanted to do was like.
Oh, you got to hear Corey speak?
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
I went up.
He's a cool guy.
I'm like, yo, this is a dream right now.
Yeah.
This is an honor. And he was like, yo, I just hope the game doesn't break. I'm like, even if it does, it's fine.
For those who don't know, Cory Barlog directed God of War 2.
The best.
And then had a really rough career in video games where he would be directing a game that would get canceled. Yeah. And he was working on a Mad Max game that got canceled for a super long time. He wrote it's a great essay about video game design, actually, if you ever want to read it. It's very, very interesting.
Cool.
And here he is, he's back.
Here he is,
with
just
God of War.
Stoked. And he's just so jolly. He's like, I really wanted to make sure that everything was just so seamless. So I really wanted to make it no cuts, and the programmers hate my guts, but it's okay. And he was like, you can throw the axe and retrieve it at any time. So it was like, yeah, you can throw it in the beginning of the game, and then just summon it like 2 hours later.
And it
No way!
Yes.
No.
He's like the programmers just hate my guts. Yeah.
So man, you can start that game. The first minute you get the
Throw
axe,
it.
throw it like
It's
in
like-
the ground.
Yeah.
Wait till like the very
Yes.
end.
And then yeah, Thor style. Yes.
That's hilarious.
Yes. That's cool.
That's really cool.
So just again, it's we saw the demo was everything we saw. He just said he used the word intimate, which I loved.
Yeah.
Personal story. They purposely didn't show a set piece because he's like, we've proved that we can do them. There's a dedicated button for the kid. It's like the kid button.
What is the kid button?
Like.
Circle?
I didn't know specifics.
Okay.
But and then he said combat is like the shoulder buttons. Because you think about it too, even like DMC, you're moving the camera with all your right thumb, and then you have to come back and use attack. So the camera and attacks, I think, are all
Like a first-person shooter.
yeah.
Like Dark Souls.
Also, yeah, I hope dodge isn't right analog stick anymore. I hope that's been abandoned at this point.
Yeah,
It
maybe
has
like
to be because of
R1 or
perspective.
something.
Well,
Yeah.
if you have camera control now, that's new, right?
Yeah, exactly. Story, I pressed him, I pushed him, I was like, tell me. He said the end of God of War 3, quote, leads to a series of events.
I'm sorry, what? Repeat it. Repeat the whole sentence.
The end of God of War 3 leads to a series of events.
Yes.
This is after God of War 3, 100%, drove it home.
Nice.
Little different in the demo was when the kid ran off, he kind of explored a little bit. He went on some different paths. Found a couple items in the world, an armor rune. He hit an idol, like a hidden idol, and it released rare steel, and he found silver
Saying
as
that's
well.
from crafting?
Yeah, crafting. Here's a really good one. Within the world, there are multiple tribes and factions, all with different languages.
Wow.
So that troll was speaking a different language. That's why we only heard a couple words, like Valhalla.
Yeah.
And when he said wait to the kid, he spoke English to try to appeal to the kid to try to yes.
Oh,
like
no.
super heavy, right? Yeah.
That is
Yeah. Then you can level up Kratos and the son.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. Not sure how that ties in.
burning question. Is the kid like Ellie or Elizabeth, where they can't be injured and they that's not something you have to be concerned about? Or when you go into battle and the kid is there, can something bad happen to him?
I don't think he can like die permanently. Yeah,
So-
I think it's an Ellie situation.
The
Okay,
demo,
yeah.
demo I saw had the full-on HUD,
Yeah.
and there's no health bar for the kid.
Exactly.
There is a health bar for Kratos and
Yeah.
that one for the kid.
Okay.
Then you train him. Obviously, he gets like better. You know, the bow. Like he'll obviously become like a bowman.
Yeah. He'll become a better tracker. We saw his tracking stat go up.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then lastly, during the conversation, the rage meter popped up
Yes.
during the conversation with the kid when the deer ran off and Kratos was
Because he shot the
pissed.
bow too fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kratos' rage meter went up. So I said, Mr. Barlog, is the rage meter?
Mr. Barlog.
Mr. Barlog, please. There was like a school setting
Yeah.
in this thing. It was
Michael
pretty awesome.
Huber, easy allies.
Yeah. Sir, will the rage meter factor in to like storytelling and
Dialogue,
conversations
yes.
and
Yes,
dialogue?
Yes.
He's like, I don't want to tell you too much about it, but it is definitely very much about Kratos kind of bottling up the beast. And he just talked about like Greek mythology and Kratos kind of trying to break the cycle of his family because like all these other games were about, you know, Zeus's father and what Kronos did to Zeus, and then what Zeus did to Kratos, and then what Kratos did to
Ares!
Calliope and Ares, and just all of that, and it's just about Kratos becoming a better person. And he's like, for so many games, we just had Kratos Hulk.
Okay,
He's like,
yeah.
Kratos
Oh
is
my
Hulk.
God.
Yeah.
Like, not anymore. Like, this is a new chance for Kratos at redemption. Like, chills.
Hubert,
Chills.
I know you hold God of War 3 in high regard,
All of them.
and there's a lot of amazing stuff in God of War 3. But
Yeah.
by the time I got to that game, it was an amazing game.
Yeah.
But holy hell, was I
Yeah.
sick of Kratos! I felt like when I played the first God of War, I
Yeah.
understood his anger, I understood his rage, and then it was like somebody was just screaming in my face for
Yeah.
years,
Yeah.
and eventually that got real old. Does this feel like a brand new Kratos to you?
Brand new Kratos.
That's
it's redemption.
so
It's Kratos, and it
exciting.
makes so much sense within the story. It's because of everything that's happened. It's never too late. It's never too late. That's like how I live my life. It's never too late for anything. It's like every day is a new day, Kratos.
Carpe
Now is the time.
diem.
And then about the mother, he said she is a factor.
She ain't gone.
Not talking about it.
She's not dead.
He's like, we don't want to talk. Well, could be dead, could be alive. He's like, who the child's mother is very important. We're not talking about it.
Interesting.
Spoilers. Yeah.
Cool.
Ooh, Darth Vader situation.
Yeah.
Like, okay,
He's bad and he's just gotta tell the kids. Better to tell him than he's dead.
Yeah.
the way that I expected them to talk about a new God of War was, all right, this time you're gonna climb a boss and it's gonna take 2 hours. Like, just they always talk about God of War in
Right.
scale. They always talk about God of War in gore.
Yeah.
It's always the same, and they always just try to do this like Mortal Kombat one-upmanship
Yeah.
in like the same most basic style. And now I'm wondering, and I never thought I would say this is a God of War game, is who's the mom? What's going on?
Yeah.
That's so cool.
It's so exciting, and it's like
Yeah.
Resident Evil too. Like everyone's like, I've seen the internet, you know, kind of a lukewarm response to Resident Evil 7, and it's like these franchises that have been around so long. It's like, let's mix them up.
Yeah.
Not to take shots on Assassin's Creed because I enjoy Assassin's Creed, but it's like no risk. You know, it's essentially the same game every time.
Right.
And now Resident Evil is reinventing itself yet again. Has already done that. Here, God of War is reinventing itself. Corey came out and he's like, immediately when we knew we were doing a God of War, like, we were not just making another one. We were making a new one
Yes.
from the ground up.
And
Yes.
you know, I have so much respect for Corey and for Sony and just everyone on that team. Is if you had a franchise like God of War, where you're like, yeah, we've sold a bazillion units.
Yeah.
we've seen universal critical
We
acclaim.
can play it safe.
Yeah, we've got it. We can do this. You just want this beautiful thing that we've already made 4 times. We'll just
Yeah.
give it to you again. But they didn't. Like, they had the balls to say, like, no, we can take this thing that you know and love
Yeah.
and make it better.
Barlog.
Yes.
Yeah.
I want to say one last thing. This stuff leaked. It leaked that Kratos was going to have a beard and pants. It leaked that it was going to be Norse mythology, and that did not ruin the reveal.
No.
No.
The reveal
We almost
was surprising
we called,
despite that.
yeah, even with the leak without it, like we
Yeah.
called, we were like, Kratos, you know, you don't
Yeah.
know it's God of War, Kratos walks out.
Yeah.
It was still so exciting
Yeah.
when it happened. The music, we were like, it's God of War, it's God of War.
Yeah.
And still that moment when he comes out of the shadows.
Yes. I'm hungry.
You guys, you sat here for I don't know how long talking about Zelda.
Yeah.
And how different it was and how exciting
Zelda
it was.
different?
Every single moment, like all of you had a different
Reinventing.
experience. Huber sitting there, like if he didn't say God of War, I didn't know he was talking about God of War. Like seriously, video games are so exciting right now.
Yes.
I can't believe we get to live in this time that we get to experience
Taking
this.
risks. Love it.
Video games are back.
Hype. Hype.